El tic-tac-toe. Ok, estamos en vivo, como siempre. ¿Cómo está, gente? Cualquiera que esté viendo esta hora. Son las 9:30 de la mañana en mi país. No es muy temprano, que digamos. Pero sí, como se darán cuenta, estoy jugando con el Kazuha. Como le digo yo. Me cuesta su nombre realmente, si soy sincero. Porque literalmente cuando salió Kazuha, salió otro personaje en Smash que se llama Kazuya. Y es como que le digo Kazuma, Kazuha, Kazuna, Kazuha. Me cuesta el nombre, pero a puro error intento me di cuenta que es Kazuha. Siempre se dice Kazuha, 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 Kazuha. Pero sí. Me salió en el tiro 10, o sea, fue demasiada suerte. De hecho, solo quería intentar conseguir más constelaciones para mi Rosaria, Y al final solo terminé consiguiendo una en ese tiro 10, lastimosamente. Pero sí, quería conseguir más constelaciones para Rosaria y aparece este niño. Y me siento forzado a jugar con él, lastimosamente. Pero sí. Tenía planeado hacer la misión nueva, que obviamente es la misión que salió ahorita con Kazuha. Es de las misiones del evento. Entonces, hagámosla. Es como siempre una misión de modo historia. Creo que tenemos que tepearnos a... Ah, no. Primero empezamos el nivel. Pero sí. Vamos a jugar un rato con Kazuha y a ver qué tan bueno es. Lo medio buildeé, lo subí a level 80. No le tengo todos los artefactos levels a 80. De hecho, no le tengo un buen artefacto en la cabeza que creo que necesitaba ataque. Le tengo defensa, creo. Pero creo que hacer paro. Igual talentos también no le subió mucho, No le tengo como la ulti al máximo o algo así. No es como tanto tryhardeo con los otros personajes que estoy buildeando como Eula o Hutao, que de hecho ya están bien buildeadas. Pero sí, Kazuha me salió y vamos a jugar con él. Como siempre aviso, perdón por el ruido del teclado. Intento arreglar una forma de que no se escuche mi teclado con el OBS, pero no encuentro un filtro o algo que me permite quitar eso, ¿verdad? Pero bueno, vamos a hacer la misión de Kazuha. ¿Qué tal? Había un TP a la par de la misión. Y yo caminando aquí como enfermo, ¿sabes? Ok.
Are you okay? Paimon never imagined your brother would have sided with the Abyss. Well, keep your chin up. Paimon believes in both of you. And when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Right? He said we needed to reach the end of our journey. And we won't find out what this journey is or where it will end unless we keep going. Then Paimon will be sure to keep up the good work. Although, where should we go next? If we want to continue with the journey... Oh, you mean the god that took your brother away in the first place? Right. After all, everything that followed, all this confusion... Yeah, Paimon bets she's the key to understanding this whole mystery. Well, we've ruled out two gods so far, the Animo and Geo Archons. So, next... Paimon doesn't think we can simply walk into Inazuma. Zhongli said it was a closed nation. Why don't we ask someone from Inazuma how to gain entrance? Oh, Paimon's thought of someone already. Atsuko in Lua Harbor. Let's see what she has to say.
Ok. Como siempre, recordemos, recapitulando un poco de la historia, el hermano de la prota en realidad es como uso del abismo, que ya lo habíamos visto desde hace mucho tiempo en la cinemática, sinceramente, pero la prota lo acaba de descubrir de una forma no esperada. Y obviamente ya nos están dando las hints o las pistas de que vamos a ir a Inazuma, que obviamente es como la nación que la región que hemos estado deseando hace mucho, Pero sí, vamos a ir a ver a la tipa, digo, no sé, no recuerdo el nombre, Atsuko, que obviamente es un nombre muy taka-taka, de hecho. Para los que no sabían, Inazuma está basado en Japón. Así que vamos a ver ya muchos nombres de anime, como Kazuha, ¿verdad? Que es Kazuha, Kazuha. Un nombre muy japonés de su parte, Intento hacer mi mejor pronunciación, de nombres en japonés, así que perdónenme si pronuncio todo mal,
Hello. Oh, I mean good fortune, right? I'm still learning to talk like a local. Is there anything I can help you with?
Me encanta su traje.
We wanted to ask, how do we get into Inazuma?
Oh, so that's why you're here. Well, there is a way,
Great! We came to the right person!
but the chance of success is incredibly small.
Huh. Incredibly small? Then how did you get out of Inazuma in the first place?
It was in leaving Inazuma that I found out just how dangerous this method truly was. All I had to rely on was a little wooden raft that I'd put together myself. There was a storm. After I'd escaped their clutches, I floated on the open ocean for I don't know how many days. My rations and fresh water supply soon ran out, and I remember getting to the point where I was sure I'd reached the end. Then, I blacked out. But, to my surprise, my journey didn't end there. Or to put it another way, a new beginning found me. Ah, that's right. I escaped by the skin of my teeth. The fact that I'm even alive to tell the tale must be a sign that the gods were watching over me.
What a horrible journey! And you set off knowing how dangerous it was?
Well, because everything is just too restrictive over there. The atmosphere is so stifling. The Kanjo Commission subjects everyone leaving or entering the nation to a protracted approval process, and I felt like I didn't belong there.
Básicamente no quería hacer el papeleo.
Kanjo Commission? What's that?
Along with the other two commissions, they oversee everything in Inazuma. We usually collectively refer to them as the Tri-Commission. I suppose they're equivalent to the 8 trades under the Liu Echiseng.
Dios mío, cada vez, ahora esto que mencionan como esto de un triunvirato o esa cosa, ¿realmente no es algo tremendo que posiblemente meta más personajes?
Conduct rigorous identity checks on all individuals leaving or entering Inazuma. All non-nationals are processed centrally on Rito upon arrival. Meanwhile, the Tenryo Commission is responsible for implementing the recently promulgated Vision Hunt Decree. They act like the executive arm of the Raiden Shogun's rule. Loyal, yet unfeeling. It doesn't feel good to speak ill of my home like this. But after spending so long under that oppressive atmosphere, I begin to lose all hope for the future. What I mean to say is, unless you have an extremely compelling reason to go to Inazuma, you should abandon your plans of trying to get there. You should know that the sea around Inazuma is engulfed in a perpetual tempest of wind, and even if you did manage to find a way, you'd still have to produce the necessary documentation at the Rito Center for processing Outlanders. Otherwise, you'd be kicked out immediately.
Seems like they really don't want anyone setting foot in Inazuma, huh?
They only set that up as a port to guarantee
Dios
the
mío, me
supply
estoy muriendo,
of
gente.
information to the island. Most Outlanders would be unable to acquire the documentation needed. But if you really are set on going, there is one thing you could try.
The raft idea sounds a little on the dangerous side. Plus,
That's not what I meant. You could ask someone from the Crux Fleet if they have some way of getting you to Inazuma. They're well known in Liyue. Voyaging far and wide has made them a well-traveled group with a wide range of experiences. They may just know how to break through the storm.
but it's an armed fleet, right? Why would they agree to a request like this?
That part is up to you. If you're able to persuade their captain, Beidou, then the Alcor is the flagship of the Crux Fleet. I heard that it's currently anchored by Guyunstone Forest on a supply run. This might be your best chance.
Then there's no time to lose. Let's go find Captain Beidou.
Ok, entonces tenemos que encontrar a Beidou. Si recordamos, el barco de Beidou obviamente está cerca de esta sección. No me sorprende que esté aquí, de hecho, ya que una de las misiones antes de cuando salió el juego era poder subirse a ese barco. Y todos hablan de Beidou y cuestiones, ¿verdad? Entonces no me sorprende que esté aquí. De hecho, me hubiera sorprendido más de que hayan movido de ubicación el barco. No quería hacer eso. Pero sí, vamos a buscar a Beidou. Cada vez más pistas y más pistas de Inazuma. literalmente me emociona bastante que ya salga la actualización de Inazuma porque a huevo contenido. Pero sí, ok. El barco está de ese lado, entonces tenemos que literalmente saltar y flotar hacia el barco. Creo que voy a subir todas las montañas, sinceramente. No creo que llegue. Ignoren eso, por favor. Creo que Marco presionó la Q por accidente, Creo que desde aquí, Ok. Vente en casa, ¿Será que lo logramos? Porque me está preocupando de que literalmente la distancia se está haciendo más difícil en este momento. Oh, God. Sí llego, ¿verdad? Sí llego. Tengo energía para subir, ¿verdad? Perfecto. Me sentía que no subía, Buenas. Perdón por interrumpir en su barco. Beidou, perdón por interrumpir. Me metí a tu barco. ¿Dónde estás? Ah, tienes que estar en... Ah, ahí está Kazuha. No, pero yo soy Kazuha. Ahora ya no.
Who have we got here? Wait, I know you. You're that traveler, aren't you? The one who fought against the Fatui Osile, right? Ningguang told me about you. A traveler of great insight and remarkable skill has saved Liyue, she said.
Ok, esta conversación de que literalmente Ningguang me habló de ti, o de vos, como dicen en el subtítulo, literalmente es más fuerte ese shipeo que hacen de Beidou con Ningguang,
She's a hard one to please, so praise from her is high praise indeed. I remember thinking at the time that it'd be good to meet you in person. Judging by the clothes on your back and this floating thing,
Cosa
I guess that time has
flotante.
come.
Hey! The name's not Floating Thing, it's Paimon!
Paimon? What a fascinating being. You two give off not only the essence of wind and earth, but also of... Yes, the stars.
Huh? The fragrance of what now? That's the weirdest compliment Paimon's ever heard.
Pay it no heed. I mean only to say I am certain that it is by fate, not chance alone, that we should meet.
Un pardo de killer.
You're not far off, but they go by a different name in Inazuma. This young man is Kaidahara Kazuha, a temporary addition to my crew for reasons I won't bore you with. Occasionally, he opens his mouth and flowers come out instead of words.
With this fine ship and the soft sea breeze, would it not be romantically irresponsible of me not to acknowledge it with a line or two of poetry?
No, I can't argue with that. Okay then. Once the clash is underway, I'll give you a chance to perform.
Only if the mood takes me, of course. Poetry for poetry's sake tends to lack meaning.
Hey, you don't want to pass this opportunity up too easily. Especially seeing as our great hero here might be in attendance.
Oh, wait a minute. What's the clash? Also, just to clarify, by great hero, do you mean?
Huh? I thought you might be here to sign up. You're telling me you've never even heard of it? The Crux Clash is a martial arts tournament that I hold. There'll be a whole bunch of folks taking part to showcase their talents. There are two important rules. One, competitors must be renowned fighters. We want those with real martial arts ability, not just people taking part for the fun of it. So, you've got nothing to worry about there. I don't think there's anyone out there who hasn't heard of you. Two, you can't take part if you've got a vision. Otherwise, things get a little one-sided. You must be feeling confident, but you might want to watch out. There are a few crouching tigers and hidden dragons lurking around in Liyue. And with Liyue's savior taking part in the tournament, now that's gonna turn a few heads.
But we didn't come here to take part in a martial
Well, before you dismiss the idea completely, you might be interested to hear that the prize this time round is particularly sought after. Get this. It's a masterless vision.
Supplied by myself, as a matter of fact. If the tournament champion can reawaken that vision, it belongs to them.
Is there really such thing as a masterless vision?
When a vision bearer dies, the light in their vision will fade away. But the shell that housed that light remains. As for whether this shell has any practical application, well, this remains to be seen. But my intuition tells me that while it remains in the world, it may just be possible for someone else to inherit it.
Esto es un comentario, no sé si sea cierto y todo. Más de una teoría es como recuerdo que en una de las historias del juego de Genshin, específicamente la de Ningguang, menciona cómo ella encontró una visión vacía, que es lo que están mencionando aquí. Y de hecho Ningguang, en su infancia mencionan de que ella literalmente encontró la visión y viajó caleta o algo así porque tenía la oportunidad de vender la visión. Pues ya cuando iba a hacer la subasta de la visión se encendió y entonces le pertenecía a Ningguang. Entonces es posible literalmente, creo, en este universo poder heredar la visión a otro personaje.
Yep. And the way I see it, a vision is a badge of recognition from the gods. So if anyone's able to rekindle it, it's gotta be an individual of exceptional strength and talent.
Sí, que básicamente están confirmando de que el cascarón de la visión no es como definido el elemento, o sea, ya es como la bendición del dios que te escoge. Entonces posiblemente por eso cuesta que hayan visiones de Electro.
Organizing the clash is my way of uncovering hidden talents.
Si hagamos una visión de fuego, puede convertirse en una de agua si el dueño original se muere. Eso es lo que tengo entendido.
So if you don't have a vision, this is the perfect opportunity to get your hands on one of your very own.
Yeah, we're interested in getting to Inazuma, not fighting in some tournament.
Inazuma? You want to go there?
Well, why didn't you say so? Inazuma? No sweat. In that case, if you win the tournament, I'll give you a choice.
You just want her to take part in your tournament!
What's wrong with that? The more talent we have, the better the tournament will be. I couldn't let a competitor like you fall through the net.
What are we gonna do? Looks like we pretty much have to do this tournament if we want to get to Inazuma, huh?
Great. Then let's get you signed up. Head to the tournament arena in Guyun Stone Forest. Kazuha and I will be over soon.
It seems like it will only be a matter of time before the answer is revealed.
Ok, entonces tendremos un torneo, Y esto me está poniendo inquieto porque creo que el torneo va a ser cerca de la sección donde están los golems. Y no estoy muy confiado con mi composición de ahorita porque Genshin no pega nada, sinceramente. El caso es que no está videado. Pero podemos probar contra los golems, No es que nos vayan a destrozar en unos segundos. Por si acaso este stream tal vez va a ser corto, Literalmente solo lo estoy haciendo para poder hacer coverage. ¿Cuál es la palabra que busco? Ver cómo la misión, ¿verdad? Y tenerla grabada. Así que no vamos a hacer nada crazy, no vamos a farmear ni nada. Simplemente solo quiero terminar esta misión. Dejarlo hasta ahí,
Let's see who the other competitors are. Vader said that they had to be renowned fighters. Hello? Are you here to compete in the Crux Clash?
You bet I am. Have you put your names down yet? Well, I'd have a look at the entrance criteria if I were you. The Clash is a comprehensive test of fighting ability. Anyone who turns up for show over skill is gonna get their butt handed to them. Nobody wants to see that, right?
Yeah, we heard a rule about that. So, Paimon's wondering, are you a renowned fighter?
Me? Only a former runner-up in the Tsuhu Rock Freestyle Combat Summit. Oh yeah.
Por favor, no me emocionen de que hay lucha libre en este universo, porque si meten a un personaje de lucha libre, tiro por él,
Also, that doesn't sound like the most official tournament out there.
What? You... Nonsense. Have you been living under a rock? It's been going on For years. Not to mention, I've helped the Millilith catch treasure hoarders before. There were 2 of them trying to escape. They tried to sneak past me under the cover of darkness. They didn't know what hit them. I planted a left hook on the skinnier one's face and sent him flying. Then, the big guy pulled out a knife. I stood my ground, of course. A roundhouse kick sent the blade hurtling into a beam above us. I told you. Unarmed, outnumbered 2 to 1, but I still got
La
the upper
cara
hand.
de Paiva.
I'm not saying I came out completely unscathed, of course. But the fact remains that I did manage to subdue the both of them. And hand them over to the Millilith.
Uh-huh. But for us, even 4 or 5 treasure hoarders at a time is all in a day's work. Alright, we're gonna keep looking around.
I'll see you in the arena. But I don't plan on losing to a pair of children anytime soon.
Chale. Me saca una sonrisa toda esa conversación, en serio. Ok. Chaiji.
Hi there. Are you here for the Crux Clash too?
That's right. Nothing beats real-life combat for honing your skills. That's what our master taught us. But this tournament is more than just a chance to put training into practice. It's also a chance for us to obtain the masterless vision.
Exactly. With a vision, we'd quickly become our master's top students.
This master of yours must be pretty incredible, huh? Are they someone famous?
Famous? He's the founder of the Lingshan clan, and his skills are unparalleled. You probably wouldn't have heard of it. It was founded quite recently. The clan is nowhere near as famous as the master himself anyway. He's got to be a grand master or something. He's created many different styles of kung fu, and countless other clans have borrowed extensively from him. To the Lingshan clan, he teaches a special technique known as force dispersal.
Force dispersal?
It's a type of breathing exercise where you can train yourself to harness the energy around you and neutralize attacks without moving an inch. For example, our master can use it to alter the path of an attacking fist, or change the direction of an incoming stone, all without breaking a sweat.
One time, he sent a challenger flying into the air without lifting a finger.
It sure is, but it's extremely difficult to cultivate this ability. We've been training for ages and we're still getting to grips with the very basics. There's no way we could use it proficiently yet.
We're clearly not that naturally gifted, or we would have at least gotten the gist by now. If we don't start making progress soon, we'll probably run out of money to pay the tuition fees and still have nothing to show for all our training.
There's a tuition fee?
Of course! This is a grand master we're talking about here. He doesn't have time to...
But here we are, having trained under him directly all this time without even a hint of improvement. Master is getting increasingly impatient with us. Recently, though, we heard that a vision bearer joined the Guhua clan and made pretty much instant progress in their training.
So, if we can get our hands on a vision too, maybe we can finally make our master proud.
Well, we have to try something new. Otherwise, we're stuck in the same situation.
Exactly. It can't hurt to try. And if it turns out it does work, the Lingshan clan will go down in history. Folks will come from far and wide. Heck, we could even become the dominant martial arts clan in all of Liyue.
See you in the arena.
Me agradaron estos sujetos, excepto por la parte de que posiblemente los están estafando. Pero sí. Buenas.
Hey, youngster. Are you here for the Crux Clash too? If so, seems I found myself another new adversary.
Itchy as fuck.
So you're also here for the tournament?
You better believe it. I wouldn't be here if I didn't think I could walk away as a champion. For me, obtaining a vision is the final and most important piece in the puzzle that is my life. No. It's not about what I want to do. This is about who I want to be. I am looking to become a perfect person. I know how that sounds, but let me explain. I've lived a successful life so far, without any setbacks. I've passed every exam I've ever taken, enjoyed numerous successful business ventures, and seem to get on with just about everyone socially. In most people's eyes, I am already the very embodiment of the perfect person, a vision.
You have so much self-confidence.
That's not important. I have a contact in the Crux fleet who was happy to vouch for me. I've also brought along a bit of an entourage for moral support. It's such a blessing, really, to have so many good
Tiene su
friends in my
séquito.
neighborhood. Of course, I also put in a few good days' practice, concentrating mostly on rare and esoteric styles of Kung Fu. As a high achiever by name, I seem to have gained another fan. Now then, if you don't mind, I need to finish my pre-competition routine.
La
It's
cara
not
de
too long now
Paimon.
before you'll get to see me in action.
Está como que bueno, hermano. ¿Qué quieres hacer?
So, to recap, we're up against an inflated ego, some gullible guys paying way too much for their kung fu classes, and another guy who's just really average. Seems like you've got a pretty good chance of winning this thing. Come on, let's go sign up.
Chinksa Village Arm Wrestling Champion, huh? All right, you're signed up. Next, please. What's your name? Wait, aren't you? Did I hear that right?
Is it really them?
Huh? Aren't they a vision bearer, though? Why are they trying to enter the clash?
I have to ask. Aren't you the traveler that helped Liyue fight off that ancient god? It's really her!
The one that spoke with Lady Kuching at the rite of parting.
Oh, I wonder if I can get her autograph later.
Es bajo.
I trust you are aware that only those without visions can enter the tournament? Really? But from what I've heard, the things you're capable of in combat are nothing short of extraordinary. You walk into the most dangerous situations imaginable, face off against all sorts of monsters, even the Fatui, and always come out on top.
Yep, she still doesn't have a vision, though. See for yourself.
My apologies. I didn't mean to be rude. I'm sure a great hero like yourself would have no reason to lie. Now, could I ask you to provide a few claims to fame? It's just a formality for you, of course, but I have to make a record of competitors' achievements as part of the sign-up process. So far, I've got defeated the ancient god Osail, so that's one. Do you have any others?
Obviamente vamos a hacerle propaganda a Monster, ¿eh?
Yeah. Also, don't forget to mention that the previous battles include, but are not limited to, Storm Terror, Dvalin, and Fatui Harbinger Child.
Whoa!
Esta es la mejor cinemática hasta ahora.
Might as well declare her the champion already.
I wonder if it's too late to withdraw.
Okay, that's plenty. Actually, this is the most dazzling track record I've ever seen. Right, your registration is complete. Now, a brief word about the prize. A great hero such as yourself can surely only be here for one thing. To win the tournament and claim the grand prize, namely, a vision.
Oh, we're not here for that. We're here because Captain Beidou promised to take us to Inazuma if we win the tournament.
There's another prize, too? Oh, first I've heard of it.
Beidou must have upped the stakes this time to attract top talent.
But why would anyone want to go somewhere as dangerous as Inazuma?
I see. So, I take it you discussed your terms with Beidou in advance, then? Well, I'm sure a great hero has an important reason for being here. Anyway, the qualifying rounds are about to begin. I'll leave you to your preparation.
Hey, so Paimon's thinking about that whole no vision bearers rule, and even though you don't have a vision, most people... So Paimon thinks you probably shouldn't use your elemental abilities during the tournament. You know, just to avoid any misunderstanding. In any case, looking at the competition, it should still... Alright, it's showtime!
You seem like you're raring to go. Are you ready to compete? Good. Then
O sea que... Qué piola. Sería piola que no te dejen pelear sin la visión.
Our next competitor is seen by many as the favorite to win this tournament. Her first bout begins now!
You? You're the hero they're talking?
What a strange guy. Why was he so confident to begin
Vas
with?
a pelear con Traveler y ni siquiera tienes poderes.
Now we won. Let's go and see Beidou.
Hola.
She'll probably have something to say to us.
Qué rápido fue eso, eh.
I knew I wouldn't regret introducing you as the favorite. So, what do you think, Kazuha? She totally dominated that guy and did it with style, too.
Impressive. But I also observed our favorite exercise some restraint.
Well, I fought my fair share of battles, both big and small. So come on. We all know you've got a wide vocabulary in there. Can't you spare a word or two to congratulate our up-and-coming champion?
All right. Let me think how to aptly phrase these words. You fought well.
All right then. I was thinking your inner poet might want to join in the fun, but I guess I shouldn't put you on the spot like that. You know, a lot of competitors came to me saying how surprised they were that Liyue's hero was entering the tournament. And since you signed up, we've had many others do the same, with more than a few top-tier fighters among them. Well, since everyone sees you as the one to beat, I figure I should start treating you that way too. For one thing, we don't want you wasting all your energy in the early rounds fighting people who are well below. So, I'm putting you—
Huh? But we only just started the qualifying.
This is how Captain Beto works. You won't persuade her otherwise. Besides, at your level, you would have made it to the semifinals anyway.
Huh. To be fair, Paimon was thinking that too.
All right, I'm gonna watch some more of the tournament. If there's any potential— We're finally here, folks. The rails—
The captain seems to have... Your opponent has fought many rounds to get to the semifinals. This makes him a seasoned warrior. You may well be stronger than him, but this should not give you cause to lower your guard. Very well. Show me that you are ready to push through the storm that lies ahead.
All right, that's enough chit-chat for now. The audience is—
Ok, la siguiente pelea. Tengo miedo porque no tengo mi tía Traveler, lo tengo la del 70 literalmente.
Your opponent in the semifinals is new to the Crux. I do not doubt your abilities, but...
Relax. My girl's at the top of her game.
Okay, follow me.
Oh, es el
At
tipo de antes.
last, the moment we've all been waiting for. The semifinals have begun. Who's it gonna be this time? The hero or the dark horse?
I don't care about the prize. You're a strong opponent. That's what I'm here for.
Ahí estamos. Es entretenido, no va a hacer nada, es solo meter básico.
I'm sweating all over. It's a good feeling. Congratulations. I was beaten by the best. I needed to—
Right. For a moment there, Paimon was a little worried. If you had a vision, you'd definitely be one of the strongest around.
I wanted a vision once, when I was a kid, but mine never came. I lost interest eventually. You can't depend on a vision like you can your own body. I've fought and won against vision bearers before. The power they have was given to them by the gods.
Huh? You mean you didn't sign up to try and get your hands on that masterless vision?
No, I didn't. I only wanted to pit myself against other fighters. And see, only in defeat can you understand your weaknesses and learn from them. So I'm pleased with today's outcome. I don't often have the pleasure of experiencing defeat.
Wow. Now that's true strength talking.
If you have the chance in the future, please come and spar with me again. I will be stronger next time.
Ronchi confirmado como nuevo personaje.
By the way, do you know who else made it into the finals? Is it gonna be someone even tougher than you?
Whether they'll be as tough as me, I don't know. So don't get too cocky.
There he goes. Maybe we should ask around, see what we can find out about our opponent in the final round. Paimon thinks we might need to up our game a little.
Ah, it's you! I watched your match. I myself was eliminated in the third round. Shame. If only I could have advanced one more round.
Maybe next time, huh? By the way, do you happen to know who else advanced to the final round?
Why, yes. He's the same one who defeated me. He is a formidable opponent. Quick on his feet and swift to take advantage of his I faltered for but a brief moment. Given my stature, I have no fear of squaring off with physically strong opponents. But faced with a nimble, agile opponent such as him, I found myself completely out of my league. Still, I'm sure he'll be no match for you.
Ok, alguien veloz. Digo que es el hermano de él, ¿eh? O el amigo.
Well, where did the other guy go?
He tried to use force dispersal to deflect a punch, but instead he took it straight to the... His opponent was pretty freaked out by it. He kept asking him, why didn't you dodge? Why don't you dodge, they ask. Because to not dodge is the very essence of Lingshan clan kung fu. Don't even get me started. I spent all my energy helping him get from here to the boat to take him back to the... I don't dare tell my master about this. Otherwise, I'd never hear the end of it. Sorry, I shouldn't be complaining in front of you like this. I'm afraid I'm still a bit out of sorts at the...
Oh, alright then. Hope your buddy makes a swift recovery. Hang in there.
Thanks, I'll do my best.
We still haven't got any useful information yet. Maybe...
Buenas, Baidu.
You gave an outstanding performance. I could sense that you're not familiar with bouts of this kind. And it could have cost you the match. But you were quick to adapt, and managed to claim victory over your opponent. In fact, I discerned this not from what I saw, but what I heard. The ground beneath your feet, and the pattern of your breathing. But it is nothing remarkable, for I discerned nothing more than Captain Beidou did.
He's right. But in my case, I was purely relying on previous experience. I guess not using your elemental powers must be quite new for you, huh?
We wanted to ask about who our opponent will be in the final round.
Not exactly. Contenders that reach the finals aren't necessarily stronger. They tend to have something unique about their... As for the guy you'll be facing, his skill lies in his speed, and he has superior form. It's also obvious that he's seen his fair share of battles. What's the matter? Worried that you've bitten off more than you can chew this time?
If that is the case, then I have a proposal for you. I haven't properly introduced myself yet. In the land of Inazuma, I was a wandering samurai.
Yeah, we could tell that from your getup. But at the same time, when you talk, you don't really sound like someone who's used to waving a sword around.
It is true that I am versed both in literary and martial traditions. But on the straggling path of a wandering samurai, is there harm in acquiring a surplus skill? I do not mean to flaunt my martial prowess, but I myself have witnessed reputable fighters hailing from across the lands. I do possess some knowledge regarding your opponent's particular skill set. Given your talents, a few hints from me will be all that's necessary to bring your opponent down.
Hang on. Don't you think you're bending the rules a bit there?
Gathering intelligence is an essential part of any duel. You must know your enemy. Besides, our favorite here has fought many battles on their journey from Mondstadt. Such impressive feats require more than just bravery alone.
You betcha! Wait a second. We never told you that we've been to Mondstadt.
Does one not leave a trail when traveling through the wild? In return, nature also leaves its traces upon you. However, there is only so much that can be discerned from these traces. I sense that many things about you elude me still. Come with me. Some post-match entertainment is in order.
Seguro que miro a Kazuha cuando hablan. Se ve depresivo, pero depresivo. Tiene esa cara de me hicieron algo malo. Buenas, Kazuha. Explícame el secreto para ganar.
Now that we're alone, let me cut to the heart of the matter. You are skilled in manipulating the elements. And not just a single element, but multiple. Is that correct?
Paimon knew that you were hinting at something from the moment we met. You've no...
That's right. If the other contenders were to catch wind of your elemental abilities, let's just say, it would cause some unwanted misunderstandings. If I'm not mistaken, you share these considerations, given your reluctance to use elemental skills even in the heat of a match. When I talk about that which I see or hear in you, This is not poetic symbolism at play. I mean these things in the truest sense possible. Since a young age, I have been attuned to the tidings of nature. I hear the breath of the wind and the whispers of the leaves. It is things of this nature that I also hear from within you.
As crazy as all that sounds, somehow Paimon still believes you.
My humble abilities are negligible compared to your incredible feats. To think a human could wield the elements without a vision, and not to mention your incredibly complex scent, like that of some mysterious being.
Hey, stop evaluating us based on our smell, it's weird!
Could you perchance enlighten me as to how you managed to obtain your combined elemental abilities? Extraordinary. So then, might I be so bold as to inquire how exactly it is that you learned to channel elemental energy and even wield it in combat?
Aw, it's nothing really. Paimon just told her whatever came to mind. It's been a long journey, and many things have happened along the way. Somehow, she just naturally learned to use the elements through it all. Honestly, even Paimon doesn't understand how it all works.
Perhaps such unfathomable things are the essence of the gods and the visions they grant. However, I still wish to have the honor of seeing how you wield the elements. Perhaps it may reveal something to me. Of course, I too shall share with you all that I've learned. That will make it a fair exchange. Now then, let's test your skills, shall we? The wind knows me.
No, my sword!
Fallen leaves.
Adorn my night!
Witness the power of Toca!
Into the wind.
Que técnicamente no le enseñó los poderes elementales del prota, sino de otros.
Your skills in battle are truly beyond reproach. Even with your opponent's speed, he shouldn't be able to overwhelm you. Your opponent is skilled at controlling his breathing and maintaining balance, which enables him to execute moves that many would find impossible. He relies entirely on the element of surprise to defeat his opponents. In other words, as long as you remain mindful of his ability to detect weak points, please save your thanks. If anything, I should be thanking you for the opportunity to witness your command of the elements that defies all known principles. The world is a truly mysterious place, it seems, and one will always encounter that which is still unknown.
You seem kind of obsessed with visions, but don't you already have your own? Why are you so intent on exploring the connection between visions and the elements?
I desire to know what meaning visions have to the gods, and what influences the gods' decision to grant humans these My apologies. You must be completely in the dark regarding such matters. For allowing me the honor of witnessing your mystical ways, I am willing to answer any questions you may have regarding Inazuma. So that's what you're curious about? Then allow me to tell you more. As you well know, a vision hunt decree is currently underway in Inazuma. Visions are a gift bestowed by the divine. People that have accepted this gift are now having their visions confiscated inexplicably. Sometimes in circumstances that leave their original recipients dead. In the outset, supposing each of the 7 archons had their criteria for granting visions to living beings, then does the current Electro-Archon now doubt these criteria, or even the act in and of itself?
Literalmente este va a ser el tema principal en el nuevo parche.
Not to mention, with no new Electro-Visions having been granted for such a long time, it would seem that we can infer something of the Raiden Shogun's feelings on the matter.
She sounds less like an Archon and more like a tyrant.
As far as I know, she is an Archon that pursues eternity. She will relentlessly carry out her will with no regard to what others may think or feel. Liyue's contracts are meant to benefit all who reside within Liyue. But what does Inazuma's pursuit of eternity bring to its people? It goes without saying that the people locked within Inazuma do not fare well these days.
Sounds a lot like something the god you encountered in the beginning would do.
Oh? Have you encountered the Electro Archon before? With time, we will change. But the Shogun will remain the same. If you wish to find her, she will forever be there. There will come a day when I too shall wish to understand the answers to eternity from her. Ah, the time for your match is approaching.
Ok, no me den estas pistas de que Kazuha quiere matar a una diosa.
Oh, right! We got so distracted talking about Inazuma that Paimon forgot all about the tournament!
If you have no other matters to attend to, then we can return together. Very well, let's go. I wish to see who will obtain the vision.
Si no le hubiera dicho que no, no me hubieran tepeado. Buenas. Nah, ¿serio la de la final?
Why isn't he here yet? Never mind. We can start by making your entrance first. Everyone, listen up! We've reached the climax of the Crux Clash. This is the final match. We've seen many exciting battles today, and now at long last, the two finalists have emerged. Now, I'd like to introduce our first combatant. Though few have seen her, her reputation knows no bounds. She strikes fear into the heart of Osile, and the mere mention of her name causes even Fatui Harbingers to turn pale in the face. Introducing Liyue's Traveling Hero!
Wow! I've been waiting for this moment.
I'm sure everyone witnessed her thrilling match in the semifinals. But today's final round will surely take things up a notch. As for our other combatant, he still hasn't arrived. Oh, come on, what could be taking him so long? Apologies, everyone just sit tight. They've got no other choice.
Wait a moment. Captain Beidou, perhaps we should check out Traveler.
Let me see. It's gone all right. The vision...
Huh? Did somebody steal it? Who would dare do such a thing in broad daylight?
We don't know when it was taken exactly. I never thought that someone here would have the guts to cross Captain Beidou.
No need to worry. Even the craftiest sleight of hand does not escape nature's watchful gaze. The culprit has only acted recently. They will not have gotten far. The vision was the prize that I had offered, and it was my responsibility to look after it. I will be certain to get it back.
Well, if you insist. I'll leave the matter to you then. I'll stay here and try to offer some explanation to all the spectators that came to see the...
If you would, please come with me. Come with me. I can sense the winds are coming.
Okay. What?
A wind current?
The winds have come at an opportune moment. Let's seize this chance. Ride the winds upward. From there, we can continue our search for clues.
By the way, what made you suddenly think of checking the prize in the first place?
I heard it the moment it was stolen.
Well, then why didn't you stop him?
You'll see, shortly.
Okay. What? La visión se le robó un...
The winds are guiding us forward. The culprit is on the opposite shore now.
You can hear that too? What does it sound like?
Ok. Se me está bugueando, Creo que no voy a llegar.
There may be an ambush waiting for us up ahead, but I trust that you are well prepared for such a scenario.
No creo que llegue. Sí llegué,
Hoarders, they're here! Get them!
Treasure hoarders, just as I expected. In which case, Please stand back.
Perfecto. ¿Tú eres el ladrón, amigo?
You caught up with me? How is that possible? I had even prepared a boat to ensure a quick getaway, and still you caught up to me.
No boat could ever match the speed of the wind.
The wind? What are you talking about? Oh, I get it. Your vision. Drat! If I only had a vision. Or, if I could activate this one, then you'd never be able to catch me.
This has nothing to do with visions. You may be skilled at vanishing from a crowd, but it seems you know prep. Additionally, your chosen escape route was flawed for reasons that are too numerous to go into. And on top, in other words, you failed to meet any of the basic criteria for a grand heist. Namely, speed, stealth, and style.
You...
But most disappointing of all is the state of the vision in your hand. It appears that the vision doesn't respond to human desire in...
Fine! Fine! I admit it. I've had my eyes on this vision for quite some time now. I decided to register after hearing that this fighting contest was full of a bunch of lousy fighters. I fought my way to the finals and...
Aha! So you were supposed to be our opponent.
I'd intended to win the contest through skill alone all along. But then you showed up. After watching the semi-finals, I knew that I didn't stand a chance. But I wasn't about to give up on the vision so easily after coming all this way. Since there was no use in trying to face you in the match, I decided to put my skills to good use while everyone's attention was on you and Beto. I was convinced I prepared thoroughly for my escape, but somehow, you still managed to catch up to me. After all I went through to get it? I think not. Really? Fine. But you'd better mean it.
You know, according to the laws of the sea, the penalty...
Huh? You're not serious, are you?
Not to mention that the item you stole was a prize. You didn't show up for the final match, and you damaged the reputation of the captain of the Crux fleet. It seems that it would be only fair to brand the word thief on your forehead with a hot iron.
No, ok, Kazuha. Estás poniendo un poco tryhard con esto, ¿eh?
Whoa, whoa! We don't need to go that far, do we?
Los ojos de Traver.
I never would have guessed you could be so cruel.
Espera. Ese es el cruel, no yo, ¿eh?
If this is where talking gets me, then forget it. I'll risk a fight.
One with Nick. Into the wind.
No.
He has persevered to the bitter end, and now death looms near. Put down the vision and leave. I've changed my mind. No further punishment for you.
Huh?
What's wrong? It's up to you. Such willingness is commendable, and fits the way of the samurai.
No need for that. Thank you for releasing me. You truly are generous.
Despavorido.
Paimon doesn't get it. Were you just trying to scare him?
I take no pleasure in frightening others. I was just testing all possibilities while the vision remained in his hands. When people are forced into a corner, that is when their greatest strength will appear. I thought it, but unfortunately, nothing happened. Yes. I wanted to know whether it were possible for an extinguished vision to be reawakened. From the moment he stole the vision, I decided to use him for this experiment. I've tried many other methods in the past, though few tales tell of a masterless vision reawakening. After seeing you command multiple elements, I figured that nothing is impossible. Come, why don't you give it a try? Let's see if you can give me the answer I'm hoping for.
The vision didn't seem to respond at all.
I see. So you are also unable to rekindle the vision. No matter. This was expected. I suppose this vision is still mine to take for now.
Yeah, vision anyway?
The story begins with an old friend.
Wait, ¿por qué no hay audio? Oh. Ok, no hay audio en el juego, ¿eh? Lo siento para la gente que quería ver la cinemática. De hecho, lo que está... por alguna razón no tiene audio. Vamos a poner que ya volvemos. Por alguna razón no está el audio. Lastimosamente. Pero vamos a solucionarlo. No perdamos las esperanzas, gente. No significa que no voy a poner la cinemática ni nada. Ella... Vamos a meternos al canal oficial. Perdón por eso, no sé por qué no se escucha la cinemática, sinceramente. Perfecto. Vamos a añadir una nueva escena. Vamos a añadir captura de pantalla, tal vez. Sí, captura de pantalla. No, ignore mi pantalla, gente. Pero puse la pantalla incorrecta. Bueno, no importa. Ahí está, YouTube. Perdón porque no se haya escuchado en el Genshin por alguna razón, miren. No se escucha por alguna razón. Pero tranquilos, eso lo solucionamos ahora mismo. Ok, pero quisiera solo eso, gracias. Voy a poner la cinemática aquí.
He was once a good friend of mine. One day he asked me
pero no hay subtítulos, gente, perdóneme también en eso.
One day I may come to find that all I have done is meaningless.
Ok, la voz que escucharon de fondo es Kazuha hablando aquí, pero no importa, ya vamos a volver. No sé por qué no se escuchó la cinemática, pero ahorita en game de nuevo se escuchó, qué raro, Pero sí, ahí está la cinemática, gente.
He was once a good friend of mine. One day he asked me about a sword art of which he had heard, the Musou no Hitotachi. I told him it can only be witnessed when divine punishment is administered. It is the pinnacle of the Raiden Shogun's skill, a symbol of ultimate power. But he replied, there must be one who can withstand it. There will always be those who dare to brave the lightning's glow. Then, the Vision Hunt decree arrived. People's aspirations were stripped away as the Raiden Shogun began to construct her ideal of eternity. While I was fleeing from place to place, I heard that my friend had challenged the Vision Hunters to a duel before the throne. A solemn yet brutal challenge. The defeated face divine punishment, while the victors gain a second chance. Perhaps he thought he of all people should make a stand. Coming face to face with the Musou no Hitotachi was all that he truly desired, after all. When I arrived at Tenshukaku, the duel was over. I heard his sentence of divine punishment, his severed blade hitting the ground. Perhaps that was the glory he had yearned to witness. In his last moments, what expression was on his face? Before I knew it, I had stepped forward and snatched the dying vision and was running from the scene. All I knew was that I mustn't let his hope, which burned so brightly, become buried among the ice-cold statue of a god.
Ok, esa era la cinemática que teníamos que ver. Perdón que no se pudo haber visto, pero no importa, volvemos al Genshin. Lo siento por eso, realmente lo siento, no sé por qué se bugueó mi juego. Pero sí, volvamos al Genshin.
But as a wandering samurai, I find meaning in traveling and the sprawling beauty of nature that lies along the way, while still retaining the warrior way in my heart.
Kazuha.
Oh.
It's just another way of saying I do as I please. All right then, it's time we returned. Do not let my feelings trouble you. But thank you.
Kazuha es un pan de Dios, no se merece lo que le pasó. Pero volvamos. Grejo. Pero sí. De hecho, no sé si se percataron, pero en la cinemática vemos dos personajes, dos mujeres, ¿verdad? Que posiblemente son dos personajes nuevos que van a introducir en Genshin. No creo que vayan a salir en el parche 2.0 porque no creo que van a ser esos personajes. Pero sí, estoy ansioso por esos dos personajes que enseñan la cinemática y posiblemente invoque por ellos. Aunque realmente no quería a este chico, pero salió. Pero igual. A veces se pierde, a veces se gana. Esto lo miro como un 50-50, ¿sabes? Pero sí, quiero conseguir a los otros personajes que van a salir. Pero hay que empezar a ahorrar. Protogemas, gente. Ahorrar, ahorrar, ahorrar. Buenas, Chun-chan. Chun-han.
Did Beta leave already? Maybe she went back to her ship.
If you're looking for the captain, she was summoned by Lady Ningguang.
Chipeable.
It seems that the Crux clash got out of hand this time and has attracted her attention. Captain Beidou was muttering something about Ningguang being a stick in the mud as she headed off to Liyue Harbor.
It's not unusual for those two to be at odds with one another.
But still, Captain Beidou was disappointed she didn't get to witness the crowning of the new champion. She had been looking forward to it for quite some time.
The one who stole the vision was originally to be this hero's opponent in the final round. He knew he stood no chance of winning the match, thus the wicked idea of stealing the prize took hold, in which case the Crux clash comes to a clear-cut conclusion.
Huh? So that's what happened? If that's the case, then the rules stipulate that he is disqualified, and our hero here is the champion.
Paimon thought we'd win and all, but not like this.
It doesn't matter. As the saying goes, honor given is honor deserved. Now, let me go prepare the champion's medal to award you.
Yes, I believe so. Though Captain Beidou is no longer present here, I'll be sure she receives word of it. She is a woman of her word. But the voyage to Inazuma is a treacherous one. You will be plagued by a perpetual tempest the entire trip. In fact, the relentless rain and wind are also an embodiment of the Raiden Shogun's will to close the nation.
Oh, ya me imagino. Me imagino algo así como la ulti de la Shogun Raiden, que cuando ultee sale una tormenta eléctrica o algo así, ¿sabes? Sería muy piola.
You're saying she can change the weather just with the power of her mind?
Let us not forget that this is one of the 7 Archons. If Liyue's Morax could form Guyun's stone forest by casting down his stone spears, then it should come as no great surprise that the Raiden Shogun is capable of summoning an eternal tempest. Suffice it to say that if you wish to journey to Inazuma, the Alcor will need some time. In the meantime, I intend to embark on a journey of my own. I will travel all across the vast lands of Liyue in the hope of finding a way to reawaken the vision.
Paimon believes you'll find a way for sure.
Thank you. May both our journeys prove meaningful. One final word of warning. The part of your journey that lies after the storm may well prove to be the most arduous.
Ok. Y se acabó la historia. Viento de otoños y hojas de que no sé qué. Ah, mira, nos dieron una medalla. Piola. A ver. Misiones. Nos dieron una medalla. Cute. Pero sí, hemos terminado la misión que queríamos hacer. Como siempre, perdón por eso que pasó con la cinemática. Yo no lo controlé realmente. Pero sí, hemos terminado la misión de Kazuha. Como les había mencionado, iba a ser un poco corto este streaming porque solo quería grabar o enseñar la misión de Kazuha, ¿verdad? Que es el prólogo al nuevo parche que se viene, que es la 2.0. Posiblemente sí, para la 2.0, o también conocido como el parche de Inazuma. En esta versión sí voy a abarcar todo lo posible del contenido. Tal vez posiblemente hasta un stream en largo, quién sabe. Pero sí, espero que les haya gustado este video, gente. Como siempre, estoy muy agradecido a los que hayan visto. Y que les haya gustado un poco del gameplay de Kazuha, ¿verdad? Me gusta el personaje, no es como que lo quiera mainear o algo así, ¿verdad? Pero está piolísima, me encanta en sí su diseño, que es muy taca taca para mí. Pero sí, gente, yo con esto me despido. Chao.